Next, though, let's look at the some highlights from the Giants and Dolphins game. And the highlight to me, yes, I know Odell Beckham had another magnificent game, and I think he now really does require, and this transcends EA's, Madden 16 cover and all that stuff. He is now fully got to be one of the three best receivers in the NFL. Yes, black tie behind the glass. I know you love to watch him, and you're a style guy more than you are the substance of the numbers and beyond that. But it's hard to argue at this point that week in and week out, Odell Beckham, in more than half the games that he's played in the NFL, has now gone for over 100 yards, and many of them spectacular, right?
His splash reel, I guess that's what scouts call like your highlight tape or whatnot. His splash reel has to be one of the best, if not the very best in the league ever since he got to the NFL, right?
Yeah, I always harken back, because I'm way older than you, to Lynn Swann of the Steelers was spectacular to watch, and John Jefferson of the San Diego Chargers of the late 70s, early 80s. You want to look up a highlight reel, go look up his. But Odell Beckham is statistically way more productive than either of those guys. The other guy put in the mix for spectacular catches is Larry Fitzgerald, which may be a paradox because he's certainly doesn't have the foot speed, but nevertheless has made some of those highlight reel type catches over the course of his career. But yeah, it transcends just that, though. The level of production is outrageous from Odell Beckham since he started playing. He missed the first, month or so of 2014, but ever since then, he's hard to take out of the mix if you're playing the New York Giants.
So your top three will look like what? Antonio Brown. Let me guess. Antonio Brown 1. Where would you go number 2? Would you go with, not A.J. Green?
Well, when he's right and he has a quarterback, Des Bryant is pretty unstoppable. And, the guy who always gets left off the list, too, is Brandon Marshall, but he's having a gangbusters 2015, too. That physical receiver that it doesn't make a difference. You can have two guys on Brandon Marshall, and same thing with Des Bryant, and you'd like to think that's true of Calvin Johnson, except sometimes you can take him away.
Calvin's lost the speed, man.
But it's the physicality of Des Bryant, and the other guy who's inexplicable, and we're going to talk about that, and I don't think it's Julio Jones' fault. I think it's Matt Ryan's fault. That's something we're going to get into here. The plummet of Matt Ryan. I never held him in the highest of regard, but he's really fallen. I mean, they were 5-0 at one point, and they can't even score points now. By the way, we're also going to talk, we're going to do Dear Ike. We're going to talk about the state of the Carolina Panthers. We're going to talk about the Steelers-Bengals kerfuffle in Cincy the other day, and all that. That's coming up with all the other fellas. Yes, Black Tie.
Real quick, a year ago, you were saying Calvin Johnson's already the number 2 greatest wide receiver in the game.
I said that 2 years ago. Didn't I back off that last year?
You might have backtracked a little. Not even fully back.
Listen, my gig is to some degree I project ahead. If I only went off what we've already seen, that's no fun. I'm trying to extrapolate what is in the present and what's in the past and project ahead what might happen. Sometimes that leads me to saying things about Ryan Mallett that don't come true. Yes, I thought Ryan Mallett was going to be really good because he was good in the SEC and he had a big arm and he learned from Tom Brady. All right, I didn't know that he was going to be a ne'er-do-well off the field. I thought maybe he'd shape up.
Fair enough. I am not accusing Calvin Johnson. Actually is my favorite player. It's sad to see, like, he sort of lost his speed, but also that offense isn't humming right now. But is he even top 5 right now in the league?
No, because you go Antonio Brown. Yeah. I think I think Odell Beckham's ahead of him. DeAndre Hopkins.
Oh, DeAndre Hopkins.
Him.
Baller.
Julio Jones is, and Des Bryant. Brandon Marshall has certainly been, like I say, productive. And that's off the top of my head, and I'm sure we left somebody off, and I'll get a cross tweet or 17 from people because I left their guy off. Oh, A.J. Green. How about that one? A.J. Green's another one that I probably, I'll put A.J. Green ahead of Calvin Johnson right now.